Hey, what's up? It's Dave here from the Matt and Dave Show, thanking you for listening and reminding you to like, share, and subscribe if you like what you hear. I think you will, but you know, I'm biased.
He's Dave, I'm Matt, and this is the Matt and Dave Show. On today's very special edition of the Matt and Dave Show.
Is it?
Matt and Dave ramble on because they have nothing to talk about. We're
really
unprepared.
We're always unprepared, though.
That's true, that's right. I think that's part of the charm of the show.
Yeah?
Is we just kind of wing it, and, we end up having a good time for an hour.
Yeah, hey,
Ish.
man. Ish.
Sometimes we go over, sometimes we just kind of go, for 5 minutes up until the end.
Yeah, that's good. So you have nothing.
It's a great podcast. No, I got stuff.
That's what I thought. I'm like, yeah, I got shit, man. If I
never
got stuff, you should have stuff.
Like, I'm never going to come in and go, well, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Let's throw it over to you, Dave, because you're so reliable on that front.
Hey, man, I can mark time for about an hour. Like, if you want to be just like, hey, like if you put a gun to my head and say, hey, podcast for an hour, I could podcast for an hour.
All right, so one of these shows, I'm just going to randomly come in and say, hey, Dave, I'm not feeling it. Go ahead.
All right.
Just go.
Just go.
Drive.
Just talk. Just talk about stuff.
Dude, I think I'm getting sick.
Yeah?
Yeah, can you hear it?
No.
I don't sound nasally.
No.
I sound nasally to myself.
Who's that dude? I've always found my voice to be pinched and nasally.
I have no idea.
Did you ever see Sneakers?
Oh, God. Years ago.
The Ned Ryerson guy.
Oh, right, yeah.
Ned Ryerson?
Phil?
Phil
I think
Summers?
I ran into him once when I was living in L.A.
Really?
Him and...
what's his name? Like Tom Tomblowski or something like that? Yeah.
But him and also the guy who plays the mayor's assistant in Ghostbusters 2.
The mayor's assistant in Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah. He was also like Rob Lowe's sidekick in Wayne's World. He's one of those other character actors from like the 90s-ish.
Wow. Yeah.
80s and 90s.
One of those working actors.
One of those actors.
Our favorite kind of actors.
Seriously, like if I knew then what I know now,
Yeah.
I would have aspired to be one of those working actors because really, who needs to be a star?
I've never wanted to be a star.
I don't think back when I was younger I did, but now with all the shit that they have to deal with.
Dude, I took one
just
hard
give me a
look
job.
at that. Yeah. I want to be able to shop in a mall.
Right.
Like I
don't want my life to be on Perez Hilton.
No.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think our references are dated.
They probably are. I don't want to be in the National Enquirer.
I saw an interview with Maggie Smith, who's a very famous
Dame Maggie Smith.
Dame Maggie
Thank you very
Smith,
much.
yes. But I mean, she's obviously very famous. She's damed. There ain't nothing like a dame. But like she was talking about, like she's like, I was fine. Like I could go about my day and nobody would know until I was on fucking Downton Abbey.
Really? The Harry Potter didn't do it for her?
No, because there's so many fucking people in Harry Potter, though.
It's true.
Like there's just so many people in Harry Potter.
Well, I remember the first thing I remember seeing her in was obviously Sister Act. But I don't remember, because I remember when they cast her as McGonagall in Harry Potter, I was like, oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so happy they got Dame Maggie Smith. I don't remember why. I mean, obviously it wasn't her working Sister Act that really sold me on her acting ability.
She's just been around. I saw a duet she did with Carol Burnett.
I saw that too.
On the Carol Burnett show.
That was floating around Facebook for a while.
Yep. That was great. And she can't sing. Like,
Nope.
She doesn't sing at all in it.
Nope.
She's a fox, though.
She was.
I'm going to say that out loud.
Yeah, you can. Say it again.
She a fox, though.
She is.
I also really liked young Angela Lansbury as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because she got that creepy, like, stab you vibe to her. Yeah.
You know, dude, I swear.
I got a type.
I know Devin's not actually going to kill you one of these days, but I'm so thankful that you married her because I fear what you would have found. Your response last night. So I watched Gone Baby last night, and that movie was Gone Girl, and that movie was so fucked up on so many levels.
Yeah.
And especially the ending. Like, I was almost like, what happened?
Dude, I love that
What had
movie.
happened? So I commented on it on Facebook, and you were like, oh, I'm all about that chick. She's so hot. And I was like, dude, all right, listen. I know we like talk about, Claire Underwood, and she's hot, and you love her because she's crazy too.
Yep.
And you do have a type. But man, that was just like one step too far. Because seriously,
that's
like
my favorite,
man. She plotted and listen. That movie's been out for what, a few years now. The book's been out for even more.
Still.
Listen,
there's some shit. Let's just say she crazy.
She's
very crazy.
And there's a good twist in the story, but what she does is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And the fact that you thought that she was hot, not because she looked good, because she did look good, but she was hot because she was all kinds of cray.
Yeah.
That worries me.
It's not that she's crazy. It's that she's smart. And I love smart. And I love plotty.
Smart. Yeah.
And I love like that Sun Tzu 12 steps ahead type of shit.
Listen, I love a smart, strong woman.
Assertive
woman. Like, the smarter, the better. I think it's very, very hot. But when they use their smart and mix it with a little cray
for evil,
I
love it even
straight
more.
Up evil.
For straight up evil.
There was nothing redeeming about that bitch at all.
Straight up evil. Why do you think I'm such a Tilda Swinton fan? That girl plays nothing but like insane people.
Yeah, but there's still kind of, I don't know. She still has like this redeeming quality about her.
You think?
I think so.
Oh man, some of those characters she's played.
Some of them. But not nearly as crazy as
No, not as crazy and manipulative. Oh, man.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see her go up against Claire Underwood.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
That would be a show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Who wrote that? I would love the screenwriter and the author. Actually, I noticed the author also wrote the screenplay.
Oh, really?
Yes, I saw that in the beginning of the opening credits. I was like, oh. She wrote the book. I wonder who wrote she wrote the screenplay.
Literally wrote the book on this.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
So I wonder how closely this is going to be to the book. And I don't know because I've never read the book.
Right, yeah.
And I don't necessarily know that I will read the book.
I don't need to.
I don't know. I
don't feel compelled to.
I kind of like to see what is not in, because there's a lot of the story that's not in the movie.
Yes.
Which is fine. But I'd kind of like to, I'd like to know now, especially now that I know that the author of the book wrote the screenplay. And it's one of those things where you are the one who created the world. You created the characters. You told the story.
This is yours.
Yes. Now you're also writing the screenplay. So what did you... Obviously, these are the pieces that you probably found to be the most important of the story. But what are the other little intricacies of the characters and what other, like, side stories were happening? I bet there was more, like, having to do with the relationship with the mother and the dad.
Yep.
Had to be more backstory there.
I don't know. I just really liked it.
I mean, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was one of those where,
because you were like, I think you just posted like
WTF.
What
that was
all
I said.
What the fuck?
What WTF? What the fuck?
What the fuck did I just watch?
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, because that's what the way the movie ends like that.
Yeah.
We're like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, and nobody can tell me what had happened because you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate that.
Oh yeah. You got to have that like clearly defined.
I don't like. I like the open-ended.
Shame.
I like the open-ended endings, but that was too much. Like, there was just like, why did I watch this movie? Because really, we just started where we ended where we started.
Yeah. Well, that's the best part about it, though.
I don't know.
I think it's the best part of it. Like, I love that it comes full circle. It's a full circle movie.
You're full circle, but
it's completely different context.
But
and
if it's full circle,
that. Yes,
then I'd like to have seen the characters grow or learn something. And
I don't think that
they did that.
Oh, I disagree.
Other than the fact that
I would say Ben Affleck learned
a shit ton
a lot
of
some things. I would say Ben Affleck really learned some things.
Yeah. Speaking of books.
Yes.
I love how we always use that as like a segue.
Speaking of,
I did finish, as I said I would last week.
Yes.
I did finish Ready Player One,
and
it took me less than a week to finish it, which is great for me.
Yeah,
I never finish a book that quickly, unless it was like the last couple of Harry Potter books.
Sure, you're such a big boy. You're such a big boy. You're reading so good now.
I am.
You're a good reader. You read good.
I start. You make jokes. But
I make
before
jokes.
You start...
Wait, do you have some like reading comprehension thing that I'm like totally bashing?
No.
Okay, good. I'm like, oh shit, am I insensitive?
I'm sure that if I did, you probably already know that too.
Yeah, that's true.
One of the things I love about books like this is that it grabs me and keeps me it keeps me entertained and locked in throughout the entire story, right? So I don't check out ever. Yeah. Like I want to keep going to get to the end to find out what happens.
Yep.
And usually when I find a book like this, I get on like a big reading kick.
You binge it,
right? I do. So like that was one of the reasons why I loved Harry Potter the first time I wrote it or read it.
The first time I
did not write Harry Potter. The first time that I read it,
yes,
I was 19, 20. I think I was 20 years old, and I wasn't a big reader.
Yeah.
But I read this book because everybody was talking about it, and they were going to make a movie. So I read it, and I was like, oh, this is great. And I read the next one, and I got on this big reading kick, like this real long reading kick. So when I read books that kind of capture me, it puts me on this whole reading train, and I love it. So I'm going to keep reading, and I've already got like the next Aftermath book that I'm going to read, Star Wars Aftermath.
Oh, yes. So
I'm going to read that. So I finished Ready Player One, and it is amazing.
Good.
You definitely need to read it.
I will definitely read it.
But so as I'm reading it, obviously I saw the trailer.
Yes.
The teaser trailer for the movie before I read the book. But that was one of the reasons that made me want to read the book. I was like, oh, wow. All of these pop culture references.
Look at all the pop
this
culture.
This is awesome, right?
Yeah.
So I'm reading it, and I don't think that it's a spoiler to say that there was nothing from the trailer that was in the book.
Yeah, well, because copyright laws are probably
sure. Well, and that was the thing too. Like I'm thinking of all the things that we saw. Like everything that we saw in the trailer was either a Spielberg owned property,
yes,
or a Warner Brothers owned property,
yes,
which makes sense because Warner Brothers is distributing the movie,
yes,
or produced the movie,
yes,
and probably distributing,
yes. Good call.
So as I'm reading the book, I'm thinking, wow, this is great. They're mentioning this, they're mentioning that, they're mentioning this, they're doing this. How does this translate to screen? And it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, the movie is basically about a guy who creates this online world, and he dies. And he says, hey, there's this thing out there that you have to get. There's this golden egg, this Easter egg. If you find it, the winner, the person who finds it first gets everything. You own, right? Ticket. Well, and that's what it is, and that's even the cover of the book says it's like the Matrix and the Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
And that's why they use the Willy Wonka song in the in the trailer.
Yeah.
So, but it is very much like that. But the guy who created this world was a teenager in the 80s. So there's a lot of it's heavily steeped in 80s pop culture.
Yep.
There's some 70s and 90s references as well.
Sure.
Some of them they go into detail. Some of them, but like. Legitimately, like when they're doing video games, they're talking about video games. It's old arcades. They're inside these old 8 and 16-bit video games, and that just really doesn't translate very well to movies these days.
I think Wreck-It Ralph disagrees with you.
Yeah, but that was different. Like and even still, like they went like where did the climax of that movie happen?
Yeah, it's fair.
You know. And even inside that, it was interesting. There was more to it. Like these guys actually go into 8-bit games. Like that's
No, I understand.
So it was a very, very good read. But
you're curious.
I'm glad that I read it first. I'm glad that I saw the trailer first and then I read the book, because had I read the book first before I knew anything, I would have been really disappointed. But now that I know that the trailer is so much different, so the movie's going to be a lot different from the book, I'm kind of okay with it. Because I understand that there is no way that you can really faithfully adapt that story.
No, it's fair
to fit the screen. Because I mean, they go into movies, they go into video games, they build these worlds that have nothing to do with each other. You know what it was like for me? I was thinking about this.
Last Action Hero.
Kind of.
I don't know.
Not really. No.
Okay.
But it was like when you were a kid. And you had, and I did this a lot. Like I had, like my mom let me play in the living room, so I had like wars in the living room. But like I had my
every time, everybody did.
Like I had my GI Joes and my Transformers and He-Mans, and like I had my little General Lee car, my Dukes of Hazzard car, right? And then I had like Skeletor and Cobra Commander over here, all the bad guys, right? So like all of these different worlds kind of came together. Right, and they fought each other and they interacted. That's kind of what this book is like, a little bit.
Okay, all right.
Which you see that in the trailer. You do see a little bit of that in the trailer, especially that little last race part with the DeLorean and the A-Team van, and Lara Croft is in there and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it was very, very fun. It was very, very interesting. The book came out in 2011.
I thought it was a lot older than that.
No, it came out in 2011. And I was thinking about this too. Like, it's a really kind of... It's not a very timeless tale.
There's a window to this.
There is a window, and I was thinking about this. So if it came out in 2001 or 2011, we would have been in our early 30s-ish, right?
Yes.
Which is fine because, but like I'm thinking of Jordan, and if Jordan would he knows some of it, but I don't think he would be into it. There is a part, because when they go into this world, it's almost like the way that I saw it when I was reading it, I see it like Minecraft. Like that's how they have a menu, a drop down menu, and it's third person, and you can create an avatar, and you can put things in your it's
like Second Life,
right? Exactly, it's exactly like Second Life.
Yeah.
So maybe in that capacity, like younger kids would appreciate reading the story.
They'll appreciate. Oh, you mean the actual read of the story,
right?
Okay.
Because the whole thing, which is another reason why the movie is going to be awkward. The whole thing, with the exception of maybe. The book was 374 pages. Maybe like 50 pages of it was in the real world.
Right.
Everything else is in this. This universe or this online universe. So maybe that's how you get the younger crowd, because they can kind of relate. No,
you get the visuals and stuff like that too.
Right.
I think
all of the references and everything. I mean, the latest reference I can say that they did was probably a Serenity reference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything else was before then.
Wow.
So it was very, very weird.
I wonder, just because I'm a massive cameo fan, I wonder if they'll actually get like the actors to do cameos in their old parts for some of that stuff. I mean, if it's age appropriate and stuff like that.
Well,
I think that would be great fan service. And I say this because like Meteor Man is my favorite cameo movie ever. You ever seen Meteor Man?
Yeah.
Favorite fucking cameo movie. It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but you watch it going, oh shit, oh I know, oh my god, is that Cypress Hill? Like, right. I mean, like way the fuck out there.
Well, you have to read the story. You got to read the book.
All right. I'll read the book.
And
I'll read the book.
I think it's kind of an easy read too.
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to. The way you read, I think you'll be able to knock it out in about a day or two.
Okay.
It's really that fast. Plus, I think you'll appreciate all the pop culture references.
Oh yeah.
I think you need to read the book. I don't want to comment on that because
that's fair. Okay. All right. That's fair. I'll read the book. Or should I wait? I kind of want to see the movie before I read the book because I don't want to
I think you'll be fine. I think because you've seen the trailer and now I've said that there's nothing in the trailer.
That's it.
I mean,
and I anticipated that because of copyright law.
Well, but even like the trailer was mostly about this race, right? Like you see all these people. Now I know who the people are. Yeah. I get that. So there's obviously this evil corporation that he's going up against. I get that. And you see them all get into the virtual cars, and there's this big race, and they get Bigfoot's there, and the A-Team van is there. There is no race in the book.
Really?
There is zero racing.
There's zero racing.
The book. Right. There's zero.
Is this the pod racing?
Iron Giant.
Oh yeah.
There's a reference to the Iron Giant, but he doesn't actually appear in the story at all.
Really?
There is something having to do with big giant vehicles.
Okay.
But he was an option, but nobody picks him.
Got it.
Right?
No, I understand.
But again, that's a Warner Brothers property.
Yeah, so
and
you can
probably easy for them to just insert it. It's fine.
No.
I get it. So I mean, I think there are still going to be things to appreciate, and if anything, it's just like it's almost more of the same. It's the same kind of idea, but we're going to get more and different pop culture references.
Sure.
So I kind of appreciate that.
Okay.
Like it doesn't bother me some of the things that we're not going to see.
Right.
Because I know that there's going to be some cool shit. Like the fact that they mentioned the DeLorean. This kid owns one of them, but he never drives it, really, per se. But the fact that we're going to see the DeLorean racing is kind of cool.
Yeah. No,
so
I get it. I get it.
You know, it's not like other... I think the fact that, like I said, I think the fact that you've seen the trailer, and now that I've told you, you're not going to see a lot of the same stuff in the book.
Okay.
I think it's wiser to read the book first.
Okay. I can work with that. I can absolutely work with that.
Because I think you can give the movie a little bit more room for interpretation, knowing that it's not going to be the same, but you'll still appreciate the story better.
All right.
Because what happens if there's something in the movie that's not in the book and you want to see that?
Right.
I think you need to do the book route first.
Okay, I can do the book route first. Like, I mean, traditionally you would agree that reading the book first will just set you up for disappointment.
I think that
traditionally,
is very true.
yeah.
I think that is very, very true, especially in my case, especially in the with Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
I know people love that movie. People
it's a good
absolutely
movie.
love that movie, but it's my least favorite movie because it is one of my favorite books.
Yeah. Well, and that's the rough part. I mean, Goblet of Fire it's a great book.
Now, I saw the It TV adaptation before I read the book.
I've never read the book.
You haven't?
I've never read it. Nope.
Dude.
I've never read it.
You gotta read it, man. You gotta read it. Seriously, as much of an avid reader as you are, you have to read that book.
I haven't read a lot of Stephen King. I really haven't.
Understand.
I've done, I think, Nightmares and Dreamscapes, and I mean, a couple of his classics, but I've never done it.
Have you read Salem's Lot?
I've not read Salem's Lot.
Such a good book.
Yeah. I'm not, it's not that I'm not a King fan. He's one of those authors I just hadn't gotten around to reading a lot of. Like, it's true. Nothing against the guy or anything like that.
See, that something about that bothers me because I know that you're really big into sci-fi and fantasy and adventure.
I am very much so.
I think the Gunslinger, the Dark Tower series would be great.
I've read that.
The whole thing?
I think I'm 5 books into it or something like that.
You've gotten past Wizard of Glass.
So let me tell you about the Guns, and this was one of the reasons that I stopped reading a lot of Stephen King too. I think because I read the trilogy, the Gunslinger trilogy, when it was a fucking trilogy.
Gunslinger, Drawing of the Three, and The Wastelands.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then he stopped writing.
Yep.
And that third book ends on the biggest fucking cliffhanger. And he said it was just a trilogy.
Yeah.
And I was livid. I mean, I think I was 15 when I read that, and I was pissed.
Did he say that it was a trilogy?
Yeah, it came out as a trilogy.
Okay.
It was originally written as a trilogy, and he didn't touch it again until years and years later. Mm-hmm. And where he continued the story because people were like.
But then he released Wizard and Glass, which was a fucking prequel.
Right. Yep.
And people were pissed about that.
Yep.
New Dark Tower, but it's a prequel.
It's a prequel. It doesn't resolve the story you want it.
Right.
There's part of it that. I if memory serves, it's been a while since I read it, but there's part of it that takes place in the part you want it to, but the rest is the why, and then it's that prequel, Wizard and Glass.
It's
is the
first. Well, it starts off in the real world because he's telling the story. Jake and not Susanna.
I think it's Susanna.
Susanna, and what was the other dude's name?
I don't remember. I need to reread those. It's been too long.
I do too. I never finished it.
Yeah.
So the reason why I started reading it was because I was dating a big Stephen King fan.
Yes.
And so she had the first 4, and then when we were together, the last 3 came out.
Right.
And I started reading what were the last 3? Songs of Susanna, Wolves of the Calla, and then the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
So I got up to reading Wolves of the Calla, and if you don't know about the Dark Tower kind of brings all of the Stephen King universes together. So which
makes me very excited.
Right, exactly. He was the first universe,
shared universe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I got really excited about that because there were some mentions of Derry and It, and I was a huge It fan.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a character in Wolves of the Calla who is directly. Who's taken right out of Salem's Lot.
Oh, yeah?
So I read Salem's Lot, and it was a fantastic book, and so I knew the character, so going in, I was like, this is great, and I just kind of lost interest. And then,
really?
And then I heard about what happened in the end.
Yeah.
And I don't, this isn't spoiler material, but Stephen King eventually writes himself into the story.
I'm not surprised.
And then
so Wes Anderson.
Right, and then the ending isn't...
Craven.
I heard the ending isn't very... it's not much of a payoff.
Really?
And that's kind of what people are this new movie, the Gunslinger movie, isn't really an adaptation of the Gunslinger. That's why it's not called the Gunslinger, it's the Dark Tower.
Right.
Because it's kind of going back to the beginning and restarting the story over.
Right.
While also these events have happened, but they don't, it's
yeah, people are not liking that movie.
No. Well, and it was 80 minutes long, too.
Oh, it's real short?
It's real short. It looks like it should be a big epic film, but...
Right, it's got a 12-minute runtime.
Yeah, it's an hour and 20 minutes, which, today, with as long as movies are, is kind of refreshing, but a big epic sci-fi
a 7-book movie.
Right,
yeah.
Right, should be a little long, maybe an hour 45, hell, maybe even an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very short movie, and it kind of takes place after the 7th book, kind of, sort of. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And now they're doing the TV. Now, this one book was supposed to have just been like the first 2 books, but without introducing the other 2 characters. And now they're going to do the TV series, which is going to be based off of Wizard and Glass.
I don't know.
I don't know
I'm
what's
very
going on.
confused right now.
I know what's going on, and I'm still confused.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how the average viewer pays attention to this.
I don't know.
So you know what? Sometimes I think it's just better not to be as plugged in as we are.
Oh, dude, ignorance is bliss, man.
Seriously, like, I wish I didn't know all this stuff. I could just go in and enjoy movies.
Yeah.
You know?
I know this isn't steak. I know this is the Matrix telling my brain that this is steak.
It's very true.
You know what I say?
Think about that. Like,
Joey Pants had it gone. He knew.
He did.
He understood.
Joey Pants. Good old Joey Pants. He's still around and kicking, right?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen him in anything in a while.
He's just not working.
Yeah.
He's in that ebb and flow of
He used to be a working actor.
work. He was doing fucking everything.
Yeah.
There's an ebb and flow to that. Like, everybody does everything and then nothing.
Right.
And then everything again. And then nothing. What's his name? Jason Bateman was like everything. And then he did nothing for a decade and a half. And now you just put him in everything.
Yeah.
Like, Jason Bateman is in fucking everything.
I think Jason Bateman had, obviously with Arrested Development, was kind of his comeback.
Yeah.
And then he
was doing those like comedy movies.
Right, he was doing
too.
a lot of movies. But then I think
them Stiller movies.
I think he kind of sensed that he was going away, and then he started doing his own shit.
Yeah.
Like, he started producing. Like, I think he wrote and directed this new series.
Ozarks?
Yeah.
The
new Netflix series. So, and you know, like, he's picked some like indie stuff, some different things.
Yeah.
Kudos to him.
No, I agree.
A great career.
I agree. No, I think he's doing it.
I'll still go watch his stuff.
Yeah.
To this day, one of my favorite projects that he did was that movie that we saw.
Oh, dude, that was so good.
I forget what it's called now, too.
Yeah, it's that intertwined tale of things. I wish we
never
knew.
remember what
you
it's
want
called.
Me to look it up? You want to mark some time while I look it up? Just so we can tell the people?
I mean, if you can talk while you're looking it up, like, you can research.
Let's do it.
I don't know.
Let's do it. I'm doing it right now. I'm moving the mic.
I forget what the name of that movie is.
Hold on.
It bothers me.
Why does it bother you?
That I can't remember this stuff? Because remember, like 10 years ago, we used to be sharp as shit.
We're not sharp anymore.
Yeah, they're not sharp at all.
We're dull.
We're dull.
We are now actually dull as shit.
You know, I don't think that's really our fault, though.
Yeah.
I think there's just so much media out there. There's so many more avenues to get movies and television shows that it's so hard to keep track of everything.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, man, back when we were like at the peak of our media consumption,
okay,
you know, like it was home video, theaters, and then like television. Now we've got the internet, now we've got streaming, now we've got YouTube. There's just all these places where all this content is coming from. It's easier to make movies, so people are making more movies, which is great. I think it's fantastic.
Right.
But it's just too much. I can't keep up with it all. So I'm kind of like, you know, I'm on overload. I'm on sensory overload.
Dude, I don't know what the name of this movie is.
It had to have come out about 2000.
One Way Out? No.
2011? 2012?
Yeah.
Had to have been a few years ago.
Yeah. Change it.
It was before 2014.
Oh, you know what? I think it's Disconnect.
Disconnect. That's exactly what it was.
It's Disconnect. Yep, that's the one.
Yep, Disconnect.
That's the one. Disconnect is a great movie. Absolutely a great movie.
Great movie. It had like a very small theater run. We saw it at the what was it? The
Sunscreen?
No, it was Gasparilla. Wasn't it Gasparilla?
No, I thought it was
Festival. It wasn't Sunscreen.
I could have sworn
because we saw it at Ybor, and Sunscreen was happening over in St. Pete. I don't think it was Sunscreen.
I could have sworn it was Sunscreen.
I thought it was GIF.
It might have been GIF.
We
have so many film festivals here in the greater Tampa Bay area.
We can't get our film festivals.
I know, we don't even know anymore. Don't listen to us. Don't ever listen to us for advice about anything.
Don't listen to us
to hear ourselves talk and feed our giant egos.
I think your ego is slightly bigger than mine.
I didn't say that. Look, it's not about size.
Don't group me into the size of your ego. I don't want, because you can pull that off. I can't.
Oh,
people still take me seriously.
That's
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. So, speaking of giant egos, so I ran an experiment this week for the show.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about that Sriracha.
whatever it is.
Thing?
Yes,
yeah,
that very dangerous new
See,
website
that's the thing. Yeah, like
I want nothing to do with.
You want nothing to do with it. I was like, I have to. Like, I saw like smitterings of it throughout the internet. I'm like, all right, let's see what this is, because I want to talk about it. Like, people are going to want to use it. They're going to want to like know about it. I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll put myself out there. So for those that don't know, and for those 3 listening in at home that don't know what this is, it's an anonymous one-way messaging app. Basically, you put your shit out there. He's just shaking his head.
Nothing good can ever come of this.
All right. So you put your link out there, you share it, and you're like, hey, you can message me here anonymously. You have no idea who it is, and they can send you messages.
Tell me what you basically think of me without any kind of repercussions.
Yes. It's a way for people to just say whatever the hell they want about you.
If the internet wasn't unfiltered enough.
Right. You can say it without a name attached. There's no way to track you. Say whatever the hell you want about me. And I think, like, culturally, I find that fascinating because, I mean, the internet being rife with anonymity and terrible human beings, like, the idea that you still don't feel like you're getting an honest enough opinion about it, I think is, it's just interesting. So I did it. I
know you did it.
I did it for a week.
And how did it turn out?
It was fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes you.
I only
pisses me off.
Mildly sexually harassed.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. But yeah, people were generally nice and decent through the whole thing.
I hate you.
They really were. They were just like, oh, you're cool.
Oh, yes. People love me more than I thought that they did. That's
no.
great. People really do love me.
You know what? And I'll peel back a couple layers.
Okay.
So one of the recurring messages that I got was they really like my give no fucks attitude. And people said give no fucks repeatedly.
Right.
Like, I'm not generalizing it into one. They
use, oh, no. They're on to you.
Right. But here's the thing. Like, and I was talking with the missus about it, and I was like, I actually give tons of fucks. I give massive amounts of fucks. Like, I am one of the most fuck-giving people on the planet.
I think you really should kind of reword that.
No. I give fucks. I dish them out like I'm in an Atlanta strip club. I just fucking make it rain fucks. You can hear it. Make it rain. Make it rain. He's
awful.
So broken right now. Anyways, but I care. Like, I legitimately care.
You do, yeah.
And I found it's just weird to see that marketing works.
Right.
Like, the idea that I give no fucks, which is what I like to put out there, because generally people like people that don't give fucks.
Right.
Like, statistically, I found that if you look like you don't give a shit, people like you more.
Right.
So I look like I don't give a shit.
Because when you don't give a shit, it comes off as not judging.
Right, yeah.
So when people think that they're not being judged, they're a little bit more open.
And when I say don't give a shit, I don't mean in the judgy way. I mean, like, I don't care what you think about me.
Right.
Like, I really care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is a weird psychological obsession of mine. Like, I have to know. Which is why this was fascinating
for
to
you.
me.
Yeah,
because I was like, what will people say? I don't know, and I'm excited. And I, like, if they said nothing but terrible things about me, I would still be happy.
Right.
Because they would still be saying things about me.
But see, here's you are so fucked up. I think that's easier for you to say because nobody ever says fucked up things to you, and you don't really like. You know people like you, and you don't really care. Like, if they did have negative things to say about you, you would just laugh at them and go, "Oh, really? What don't you like?"
Yeah,
and you'd
because I
want to
know.
Like, oh, wow, that's great. Yeah, I don't really care what you think, though. But you do, but you don't.
I don't. Yeah,
like you don't care. You might care, and I know that you do.
Yeah,
but you don't care as much as the next person.
No, that's probably true.
You care significantly less than the next person, and that's the difference.
I don't know. I
told you why I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
I told
you did.
Specifically what I was afraid that people would say.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to hear it because it's like confirming your worst fears of what people actually think about you.
Yeah.
Right? So, but your worst fear of what people like have to say about you is something about you, I don't know, being late.
I don't know. They could think I'm just like terrible and unattractive and I smell bad and I'm
I don't think
drain on humanity.
But see, I don't think people don't give a shit about what you look like because they like your personality.
I don't know.
Like, they really like you. That's what the show's turned into now. Why do people like Dave? I wish we could take phone calls. We can take phone calls right now. Tell me, why do you like Dave?
Why do you like Dave?
I'm going to sit back and shut up, and you guys can just tell Dave why you like him so much.
Just really break it down, because it annoys the absolute shit out of me.
It really does. It really, really does.
Well, anyway, so I was legitimately curious. I really, because you don't know, like, when you take away any sort of consequence for someone. I mean, especially on the fucking internet.
Sure.
Like, that is opening yourself up to some shit. Like, I had other people that were doing it that, like, people were saying what I thought was accurate things because they would post what people had said about them.
Yeah, and that was the other thing that bothered me too. Where like people were like, "Hey, post anonymous stuff about me," and then they would
share
take it and they'd be like, "Hey, who said this?
Who said this?"
Like, that's not the point.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I won't share what anybody said about me or anything like that. No. I'm not that. I'm not that guy.
Right.
But yeah, it's fascinating. But I loved seeing how people were presenting it differently too. Like, like there's some sort of psychology in the presentation of it. Like, hey, fuckers, say some nasty shit about me here. Does that double, are you double psyching out people to say only nice? Right. Like, or
say the nastiest stuff you can possibly say about me, and then you're like, well, no, they won't do that. Because
right.
You're basically egging them on to say something nice,
right? Which is why I wanted to present it in a very
science side.
Yeah, in a very I wanted to present it in a very neutral way because I don't want to because I understand the presentation of it has a profound effect on how people react to it.
Sure.
So I was like trying to keep it as baseline as humanly possible, and I'm curious from people to see like how they presented it generated different reactions than what they wanted. If they were like, hey, I'm just doing a thing, I want you to say nice things, you know what I mean? If they got shit on then because they were just begging for nice things to be said about them.
Right.
I'm curious, like it's a fascinating like psychological internet thing for me.
Why didn't you ever go into psychology?
Yeah, that's so much work. So much school and papers. Honestly,
God forbid you put forth an effort.
I did put forth an effort. I signed up for Saraha.
That's the least amount you could do.
The Dave Russell story.
You should write a book, How to Do the Least Amount of Work and Still Yet Be Successful.
I'm efficient. Gosh. I'm a brutally efficient machine.
I would love it if somebody would write something bad about you.
I would love it too.
Oh, man.
I would probably love it a little more than you.
You would. And that's the problem. You say that you would love for somebody to say something bad about you.
I would.
As much as you say that it would bother you.
It would bother me.
But you...
Well, honestly, it depends on, like, if they just called me a fucking asshole, that's fine. I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, people call you that all the time.
Yeah. Because it's reasonably accurate.
Sure. I mean, and to an extent, yes.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, like, I'm, like... Because I would imagine, because hating takes so much effort.
Right.
Like, to really hate someone, to quantify it, and then throw it their way, that is an effort on your part.
Right.
Like, if I don't like somebody, I ignore them.
Right.
I just, you walk on by. I don't give a shit. But to really actively hate someone requires a concerted effort into quantifying what you hate about that person,
right,
and then to hold on to that in the back of your head. Like that's a ball you carry in the air every day of your life, juggling it around. Not my fucking thing.
Right.
But to have someone, like, to be somebody's fucking ball,
right,
like, I have to know why.
Sure.
Like, what did I do?
See?
Yeah.
See, I know that I'm other people's balls. And
can you say that again?
I don't give a fuck that I am. That's the difference.
Oh,
see, you want to know? I don't care, because if those people want to hate me, then they can hate me for whatever reason.
Wow.
Some of it maybe I deserved.
Yeah.
But no.
I know your other people's balls too.
I know you do. I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with it.
That's
I don't.
hilarious.
I like the way that your wife said it. I loved it the best. She was like, "What people think of me." That's their own damn problem.
Yes. That's why I love my wife.
I know. And that's basically how I feel. Like if you, and like, here's the thing. The people who would say nice things about me, I could probably go through my Facebook list and pick out like the people who genuinely would say nice things.
Sure.
I've gotten to that point in my life where I'm like, yeah, you know what? These people say nice things about me. They genuinely like me, and I believe them, and that's great. That's awesome. Yeah. I've come to terms with that.
Yeah.
It's miles from where I was before. But I know that there's still some people out there who want to say some bad things about me, and I'm not going to give them a forum to do that.
I want them to stew in their fucking hate juices.
Yeah, let them stew, or if they want to come at me, they can come at me and put their name and face to it, and then we can have a discussion. But I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to give you a forum to anonymously bash me. No way.
That nobody else will see but you. It's not like a public forum.
I know, but
I'll see it.
But then I'll see it, and I'll be like, wonder which one of you fuckers said that.
It would really stick in your craw.
It would. It really, really would.
Because sometimes words hurt more than fists.
I think that's all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no, I completely agree with
absolutely.
It. As someone who's broken a couple people with words before.
Yep.
Yeah. I've seen the life drain from somebody's eyes after a particularly terrible thing.
Like, you can get hit in the face, and then immediately as soon as you're done getting hit in the face, you start feeling better.
Yeah.
Right? But words can, like...
yeah.
They can get stuck with you for, like, years and years and years.
That is why I watch what I say now. I've seen it happen too many times. Yeah.
You don't unleash the beast.
I don't. It's a terrible thing.
It is.
I don't ever want to do that.
It truly is.
So...
hey, how about you let me know how much time we have instead of trying to find a new subject?
Fuck you. We got like 20 minutes left.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. We've been talking some shit, dog.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I am super glad.
Why?
That Mark Hamill and Ryan Johnson are on Team Matt Dave.
Team Matt Dave. I'm glad that they're on our team.
Right. Not that we're on their team.
Is it Ryan or Rian?
It's Ryan.
Really?
Yeah, it is Ryan.
He fucking spells Ryan R-I-A-N.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure it's not him. It was his parents.
Whatever.
But yes, that's how. Or
he could have fixed it as a grown ass man.
Maybe it's his like professional directing name. That's possible.
Look, it sticks out.
It might be Ryan.
Ryan?
I don't know. It's not Rain, but Ryan or Ryan.
Ryan?
Whatever. We're going to call him Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Because like Rihanna is Rihanna.
Right.
Or, so I say Rian.
Right. Rian.
Yeah.
Rian. I'm whatever. It's Ryan. I've heard Mark Hamill and other people talk about him, and it's Ryan.
Wow.
So those
just
two
blew my fucking mind a little.
Those two, I really love Ryan Johnson's message. Like, look, you're going to start seeing a lot of shit about Star Wars. Right. It's the nature of the beast. That it has to happen, but don't pay attention. Look away.
Look away.
Here's more. I'm going to drop some more info over here because the studio is making me, and we have to hype it up. But don't pay attention to what I'm about to say.
Right.
I have to. I'm contractually obligated. To say this stuff, but look away. And Mark Hamill's like, yes.
Yeah.
That.
Wow.
I'm the biggest spoiler dropper, and I'm telling you, don't pay attention to any of it.
I think the Spider-Man kid is definitely
Holland.
Tom Holland is the biggest fucking spoiler dropper ever.
He is.
That poor kid.
Yeah.
That poor kid.
He really is. Well, yeah, whatever. But he's a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
If I was a 20-year-old kid and I was cast as Spider-Man,
I'm in the new
fucking acting with. I'm in the middle of the Avengers, and I'm acting with fucking Robert Downey Jr. and in close proximity to Scarlett Johansson. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking drop some spoilers.
You just ruined my. I was going to be like, you could not hide my erection, and then you're like in close proximity to Scarlett Johansson. I'm like, well, now it's creepy. Now it's stupid and creepy.
It's always creepy.
I had that locked and loaded too. I'm like, you could not hide my butt. Oh, damn it! Now it's weird.
If I was next to Scarlett Johansson, I'd be locked and loaded too. There you go. I did it for you.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
No, but so they both came out and said basically just stay away from all the extra. What we've been talking about, like, all the extra.
Wait for 8.
All the pictures, and they had some extra pictures drop, and we know a lot more about episode 8 now. People are already arguing over these cute little creatures, and they're already like giving them the new Ewok thing. Like,
I didn't even seen any of this stuff
first off, we need to address this.
Oh no.
My name is Matthew Michael Scheel, and I fully endorse the Ewoks.
Wow.
I don't care.
Wow.
Jedi came out 83. How old was I? I was 3 years old. Of course I like the Ewoks.
Of course.
Jedi was the first Star Wars movie I remember seeing.
Yeah, well, that's why people like the prequels.
I'm fine with that. And we talked about that before. Kids are going to love Jar Jar. That's fine. That's great. They're wrong, but that's fine.
Way wrong.
All right, listen. We need to cut that shit right now. You can never, ever do a Jar Jar again because it's kind of awful.
I actually think it's really good.
It's actually really awful.
Yeah.
It might just be like because I hear it and I think of the character. Yeah. And it's like fingernails down chalkboard.
You don't like hearing Jar Jar's voice. Not that my presentation of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Terrible.
I don't like hearing the voice to begin with. So when you do it, I just want to say no. Fuck no. It's awful. No, it's awful. No.
All right, I'll stop.
It's the worst.
It is. It's pretty terrible.
It's absolutely the worst.
And I hate that I'm that good at it. I hate that it's so because it's a real easy voice to do.
Right.
Once you figure it out, like you can snap right into it. There's not a lot of prep into it, and it's like when someone says the word Jar Jar, it triggers it. I'm like, oh no, this is our problem.
So we'll never talk about.
Yeah, we'll never talk about Jar Jar on the show again. But I also like the Ewoks.
Right.
I really like the Ewoks. I like now as a grown up. I mean, I get the arguments, right? Obviously, but I saw a very interesting. Or I've heard, I guess, a very interesting, we'll call it a thought piece on it. Like, Ewoks are fucking badasses. They're like cannibal badasses.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they were going to eat them.
They were going to fucking eat them.
Like, think about that.
They were going to eat people. What do you think happened to all those dead stormtroopers?
They were cute creatures who were eating people.
They were going to fucking eat people.
I mean, think about that. That's a great horror flick right there.
That truly is. Like, they're playing fucking bongos on the helmets. You know what happened to those bodies? Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Those things are drying on racks. There are dead Imperials drying on racks, waiting to be. There's going to be Imperial jerky. Fucking stormtrooper infantry.
That's great.
The 500 division is drying on tree racks, getting picked apart.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
That's what's happening.
You're right.
They're sacrificing it to their little golden god.
But all they're thinking of is like they think of the end of the movie where they've defeated the Empire. Is that a spoiler at this point? Can we?
You're good. You're good.
They've defeated the Empire. They've defeated the Emperor, and now all you get at the end of the movie is some dancing.
Nyub nyub.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it might have been the song that really put people off.
And that's fine.
I love nyub nyub.
Did John Williams write that?
He did.
See, and look, I'm fine with it. I actually missed it when they did the re-release.
Yeah, when they did it, yeah.
It's like, oh, this kind of sucks. Right. I like that. That's great. And I thought that it fit with the time period.
I agree, too.
Yeah. I don't know. I think one of the things that happens is somebody hates something and then other people start hating it and it gets louder and louder and louder. It's just like what we were talking about last week. Yeah. It's easier to hate something than it is to love something.
It is.
But, so going back to our original point oh, boy.
Rihanna?
Whatever his name is, yeah.
Rihanna?
Ryan Johnson. Yeah, so he basically is telling everybody to stay away from as much of the Star Wars marketing as you possibly can. And I can't say that I blame him. I mean, they've released a lot of information in a short period of time. Like, remember, what was it, like a month ago? Or a month, 2 months ago. When was D23? Was it D23 that they dropped everything?
Yeah, they dropped everything at D23.
Was it D23?
A couple months ago. Was it
Or was it Star Wars Celebration?
Oh,
Star Wars Celebration, which was in, May?
Something like that.
So it's been a couple of months, and we already know so much about this movie.
I don't, and I like
that's
it.
Good.
Yeah.
Keep staying away. I don't want to see more pictures. I don't need another trailer.
Nope.
I'm already in.
I don't need another hero.
No, I don't need... No. Listen, I think you used that joke last show or 2 shows ago.
I love that
I'm putting
song.
A moratorium on that joke.
No, fuck you, dude.
Seriously.
No way.
A moratorium on the I don't need another hero jokes.
We don't need another hero.
And you did the same exact thing.
I did.
Oh, you want to go ahead and play it? Go ahead.
No.
I saw you go
because I wanted to do a glong glong.
Go ahead.
No.
Do what you got to do.
All right, ready?
I keep telling you, just leave that thing on. You're going to bust out in a song one of these days.
But no, like I don't know. I would also like to recommend, don't buy the soundtrack. Don't buy the soundtrack.
Don't even look at the soundtrack.
Don't look at the soundtrack.
Don't listen to it.
Don't do anything with the soundtrack.
That's what.
And this hurts me to say
because it ruined it for you. Right?
It ruined episode 1 for me. It ruined it, like straight up, like the fucking plots on the back of the soundtrack.
Yeah. Well, it was the end.
Right.
Was it Funeral for a Hero?
No.
Or is it Qui-Gon's Funeral?
Qui-Gon's Funeral is the name of the fucking track.
Jesus Christ.
And I peeked at it before it went out too, because I was working in music retail at the time, so I snuck back there and I was like, episode 1 soundtrack.
Remember, we got the books in too. We got the books in like 2 weeks before the movie came out, and we couldn't put them out but we sure shit opened the box up.
We're gonna look at that shit.
Right, we looked at the shit, but I was like, no, I don't want to read any of it.
Yeah. So, don't buy the soundtrack.
Yeah,
and then you watch the movie, and then you buy the shit out of that soundtrack because John Williams is a fully functioning movie scoring god.
Mm-hmm. I think we're only going to get, after this one, we're only going to get one more John Williams Star Wars
that was it.
Score.
Yep. Episode 9's going to...
That's it.
Yep.
I hope they end it. I mean, I'm okay with them making more Star Wars movies, but I hope they end like with the episodes at episode 9.
I hope so, too.
Do we need episode 10, 11, and 12? We don't really need it.
Let's
just keep this the Skywalker saga here, 1 through 9. That's enough, and then we can continue. Yeah, we can call it Star Wars, whatever we want, but let's just not episode it anymore.
Rogue 2
is fine. That's perfect. And I think that it was this past Spider-Man movie that really kind of did it for me.
Really,
I was oversaturated for me, and I think it ruined the film for me. I think I was never really kind of all in on Spider-Man anyway.
You've been burned a couple times before.
Sure. We all have. But that first trailer was like, too much Iron Man. We're overselling it. Do we really need to sell the fact that the Avengers, he's a part of the Avengers universe to really sell this movie?
I think so.
But I saw too many other things, and it was just oversaturation. And I'm doing the same thing with it.
You think it's oversaturated?
I'm seeing TV spots. I'm seeing way more Pennywise. Like, they really did a good job of like releasing little bits of like teases and glimpses of Pennywise. And then the first trailer came out and you saw like a little bit of him. Yeah. And then the last trailer came out and you saw a little bit more. It was just enough to go, okay, they've got him scary. There's going to be some good scares. The tone of the movie is going to be what it should be. Yeah. It's going to be great. Now I'm done.
Now we're done.
I don't need to see anything until, but they continue to release.
How much TV do you watch?
TV, none.
Yeah,
it's all online.
I just don't see a lot of this stuff.
I see a lot because I follow all the movie sites. Plus, I'm also a fan of the It Facebook page.
Oh yeah,
so they release a lot there too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same stuff. Like, it's just more of what we've seen, more in depth. So they're taking the moments that we know from the trailers already,
right,
and expanding on it and showing us kind of like the payoff. And I don't. So I'm staying away from it all. I'm not looking at any of the TV spots. I'm not looking at any of the other pictures, photos, interviews, behind the scenes. Nothing. Movie comes out sometime early September. I'll go see it. And if I really like it, I'll catch up and see all that. But I genuinely want to be surprised. Like, I want to be scared when I go see this movie.
Right. You don't want to see all the scary parts.
Right. And I don't want to know, like, what, when it comes to Star Wars, like, I don't want to know why there is this other world, what these little creatures are. I don't want to know what part this new character plays. I already know too much.
Right.
They're already telling me way too much. I don't need to know this.
Sure.
Like, from pictures that I've seen. Like, I've seen pictures of people in certain costumes that will tell me that something is going to happen. I can tell you. I've seen so many goddamn movies that I can tell you what they're going to be doing.
Extrapolate.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
like, I might not know, like, the relationships, but the picture that they put out of Snoke.
I don't want to know.
No, I'm not going to say anything about it. But looking at it, you can kind of go, well, if he is anybody, he could be 3 or 4 different people,
right?
Based on what you've shown me in this picture.
Yeah.
I don't show me pictures.
I don't want to know
about
that. I don't want to know.
Hide it.
That. Yeah.
Hide it.
Yeah.
Why can't we keep the secrets?
Yeah. Too many secrets.
Secrets.
Too many secrets.
Well, there's too many secrets.
No, I was doing another sneakers reference.
Oh boy.
C-Tech Astronomy.
Why don't we make that the stream of the week? It's not streaming anywhere, but
I don't know. You can probably find it online.
Just watch
Sneakers
the movie.
Is a fucking great movie.
Watch the damn movie.
It's a great movie.
Robert Redford.
Yep.
Danny Glover.
Sidney
Poitier.
Sidney.
Right. Isn't why is that funny?
Because you just thought Danny Glover was Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, because it was the 80s and Danny Glover worked a lot during the 80s.
Yeah. But Sidney Poitier, Christian Slater.
Christian Slater was in it. Yeah.
Who else?
Was what's his name? River Phoenix in that as well?
Yes.
Okay. River Phoenix was also in that. Excellent. Yes.
Yep.
Man, see, okay, I still have some.
You still got it.
Some of the things. There were a couple females in that too. Was Mary Stuart Master Antonio in it?
I believe so.
Again, another '80s woman who worked a lot, and you know, it could have been her, could have been somebody else.
Yep. No. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. It's really okay.
Is. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long, long time.
Oh, I love that.
Was Dan Aykroyd in that too?
Yes. Actually, you know who was in it? Fucking
all the people that we just listed?
No.
Well, yeah, they were.
Len Carew.
Really?
Yeah, Len Carew is in that with the and for those who aren't giant theater dorks, I think he was the original Sweeney Todd on Broadway before George Hearn took over. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just went all kinds of
I did a deep dive.
Deep nerd.
Yeah, I can't
theater
and
nerd.
I can only do that with Sweeney Todd. Yeah. That doesn't apply to every other show, and I know a lot of people that works with.
I hear
but yeah.
Well, what we were originally talking about.
Yeah.
Just make sure that our advice is also the advice of the directors and the star. Stay away from everything you can.
Just stay the fuck away.
Right. Watch the teaser, watch the trailer, and that's it. Really, everything else is just going to spoil the movie for you.
Agreed.
Hashtag spoilers. Hashtag stay away. Hashtag keep the secrets.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think we're out of time.
I did want to talk about something real quick.
Okay.
Just to put it on the plate of somebody. I started watching Sinner, the Jessica Biel series on USA.
Okay.
It's Jessica Biel, Bill Pullman.
Okay.
About this girl that just flips a switch and stabs a dude like 7 times on a beach.
Dude, seriously. You and the crazy women have got to stop.
Oh, well, yeah, I get it. I guess it does play to a theme. Anyways, so I'm 2 episodes into it.
Okay.
And we gave 1 episode. Like, if it didn't engage us at 1 episode, I'm not going to sit around and watch a fucking series.
Sure.
I'm not waiting for another series.
You're more
right
forgiving
now.
than I am. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 1 episode. You're done. Fuck it.
Sure.
You get me now. You're done. Great. Otherwise, no. Because fucking Friends from College was too painful.
Right.
It's good. It's really, really good. Like, I really want to know what fucking happens in this show.
You really have a thing for USA shows.
They're
these days.
good. Mr. Robot's
Yeah.
Mr. Good. Mr. Robot's Mr. Good.
Mr. Robot's Mr. Good.
Mr. Robot's Mr. Good. Yeah. Suits. I liked. I need to pick it back up. I was only like Suits, 5 seasons into Suits. Mm-hmm. This one's really good. There's good. The USA shows are. It's not just Up All Night anymore.
Oh, I miss Up All Night.
Up All Night.
Man, I miss that so much. I remember my youth and watching Rhonda Shear and.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like Rhonda Shear.
Yeah, me too. What about Joe Bob Briggs?
Oh my God, I love Joe Bob Briggs.
Remember him too?
I remember
all those like really late night B movie.
He did a cameo in Face Off.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I remember going, oh my God, it's fucking Titty Guy. Holy shit.
Wow. On that note, let's just wrap it up now.
Yeah, we're good.
On
the Titty Guy.
Yeah. Make sure you are liking and following and sharing the podcast.
Yeah.
We would really appreciate that.
Share. I like the sharing part. If you liked it. I mean, you don't have to share it.
But if you like it, and I know there are 2 of you out there that do.
At least
2.
At least.
Make sure that... Will this joke ever get old?
No.
I don't think so.
I think it'll be much better if we were successful and it wasn't accurate. I think we actually hope that it becomes a joke and not a statistical
not
accurate
truth.
representation of our listening audience.
Then it'll be funny to everybody. Right now, it's just funny to us.
It's funny to 2 people, and they're our listeners.
Yes.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you next week.
All right. See you later.
Later.